Pine Coulee Reservoir sits on the edge of the Porcupine Hills. It was built a few years ago to hold back water for irrigation and other purposes. But the last few years have been pretty dry, and Pine Coulee and other reservoirs are really low. There is still a fair amount of water in it, but the shorelines are expanding, and where there were once islands, there are now peninsulas. That doesn't seem to have made much difference to the birds. There were still snow geese hanging around. And killdeers, I was surprised to see these guys. They should be flown south by now. The ring-billed gulls are usually gone too. But other than that little bit of snow we had in October, the weather has been nice and pleasant. Pleasant enough that these guys are still out of bed. These gophers, these Richardson's ground squirrels, they're usually in bed by the end of September, beginning of October, but not these ones. Still lots of green grass around, and they were absolutely taking advantage of it. And I was taking advantage of the weather. Another warm, lovely day in southern Alberta. So I continued on south along the Porcupine Hills and flew my little drone over this glacial erratic I came across. I love these things. Dropped here by glaciers 10,000 years ago, and they're still in the same spot. Kind of amazing. The morning calm had gone away by noon, and the wind had started to pick up, which it often does in this part of the world. But that didn't make the day any less lovely, so I continued on up the Trout Creek Valley, past these mule deer, and along this ice-free creek. Funny to see it this way at this time of year, but that's okay. There's a Chinook coming in. The clouds were really starting to build, and the further west I went, the thicker they got. And just beyond this flock of sheep, the wind started to get really wild. And by the time I got up to the summit among the limber pines and the spruce trees, it was screaming. And it was also getting kind of dark. With this change from daylight savings time to standard time, I kind of lost track. I thought I had more than an hour left of sunlight, and it turned out I had much less. So I turned around and came back. Stopped to fly the little drone over Trout Creek and have a look at the valley, and then rolled back out onto the flats around Pine Coulee Reservoir as the setting sun made its way underneath the Chinook clouds and lit up the grasslands. It was a lovely end to a lovely day, but a day that was just a little bit disconcerting. Pine Coulee Reservoir is a man-made thing. It doesn't really belong here. But here it is. And in its way, especially in the evening light, it's quite beautiful. But it is really low. We're going to need lots of winter snow and springtime rain to fill Pine Coulee Reservoir up again.